So this video is about, I guess, doing car repairs and saving some money when doing car repairs. So this is the vacuum switching valve. It's like a valve assembly, and it sits on top of the engine. Now, the car that this goes on, it goes on the 1mz-fe engine, which is in a variety of Toyota Camrys, Avalons, Solaras, the Lexus ES300, the Lexus RX300, and maybe others, but definitely those vehicles. So it's on millions of vehicles, and you'll likely find this device on it. And I mean, it's a metal bracket, and then it has these three valves that each allow vacuum or air to pass one way or the other. Now we have this hose here. This comes from the evap canister, and then it runs through here, and then we see it goes in, and then it comes over here and it goes out over here. So that valve, I guess, purges it vents the evap canister of the vapors, and if there's any leaks in it, you essentially have a vacuum leak. So you may have an evap code, but it's causing other problems to your engine because there's a vacuum leak. Now, if you go, interestingly enough, they sell, if you go to parts.lexus.com or parts.toyota.com, you'll see that they sell each of these valves separately. They sell a lot of these hoses separately, directly from Toyota. But they don't sell specifically this hose and this hose. In order to get these hoses, you need to buy this whole assembly, which is like $150 or something like that. So, and it could go up to $200, and you get the whole assembly, you get all the valves. Now, each of these valves runs for like $70 to $80, depending on where you're buying it from. That's from the dealership. But, and I learned this about power steering hoses as well, is that power steering hoses are usually very expensive, but they're essentially just metal, a combination of metal and rubber hosing and tubing that you could get from your local discount auto parts store for about $1 per foot of hose. So that's exactly what I've been doing. Now, the issue is then matching up the sizes. So I don't know what the size is. I'm sure I probably used a hose just a little smaller, but these are the 3/16 inch hoses, and after a lot of wiggling, and it definitely helped taking this off, which isn't that hard to do. It's just 2 bolts that hold that in. But getting these hoses, getting the vacuum valves, obviously from China, and I was able to save a lot, because I believe I got this valve $25, and then each of these were $15 each. So for $55, I was able to get all the valves, and maybe for $10 of hosing, so $60, I was able to replace all the functional parts. Because I mean, obviously there's nothing wrong with the metal part, and even if there was, it would probably be cheaper to go to a junkyard. So it's definitely a way to be able to save. Now, interestingly enough, I want to show you. So I got this from China on eBay, and for whatever reason, go into focus. It says Toyota on it. Now, here's the original, and you could see clearly why it needed to be replaced, because this plastic got so brittle that it destroyed. It was destroyed, and then I moved it, and I realized the destruction. So we see here it's a Toyota 909101215, and does it say ASIN on it anywhere? It may have at some point, maybe on this dirty side of it. But either way, this new one, it says it's a Toyota, and then it has the part number down in there, and we see it's a 90910121996, which is the part number I believe I found on the parts website. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It's a vacuum switching valve. It's a pretty simple device. It's just having it. But funny enough, it has Toyota and then it has ASIN down here. But I am 90% sure, 95%, 99% sure that this is not a Toyota product, but a Chinese product. So we're going to, and all of these are. I mean, the other ones don't have the balls to put that it's a Toyota product, but that one did. But I hope this video, so if you're looking to save some money on this, if you're getting a PO446 code, now I don't know if this is going to fix the code, but it was definitely an issue. And I've been, you know, this is a 99 Lexus ES300, so predictably a lot of the rubber has gone brittle, and, you know, like, can have leaks and other issues. So I've been piecemeally going through each of the hoses and replacing as much of the rubber that I can. So if you have one of these on your car, if you're getting one of those evap codes and you're wondering what it would take to replace it, well, definitely look up on eBay, look for the individual parts. And I mean, it's not too hard, you know, and I would definitely recommend taking it off the car and working on it separately, maybe not on your kitchen counter, but on a bench or whatever surface you have. And I just got back, and this was like $5 for like 5 feet of hosing, so I'm going to be replacing a lot of the little hosing here. And then I got more of this, well, this is the other one I put on, and this should be you know, it should be airtight, and you can test the air tightness by putting your mouth on the hose, and if you suck or blow in, there should be no air. And if you really want to test it, you could put some little electric cables, put a ground, and then put the one up to the battery. Now, I wouldn't recommend that because you may break it. I don't know, it's possible, but I did anyways. And you know, when there's no power, it's closed, and then when there's power, now air can go through. Makes sense? When it's closed, and then when it's open, it'll then be exposed to the vacuum of the engine, and it'll suck those vapors right through. So with those connectors being destroyed right here, I can imagine when the vacuum turned on, there was air, unmetered air, leaking through here and causing a problem. So we'll see if there's any, if the code goes away, if there's any change in the ride quality. But that's a good way to be able to fix what is likely a common issue on cars from that era. You know, cars 10, 20 years old, all the rubber is likely going to be going bad, and it would be good to change it. And instead of buying the whole part, you can save yourself literally like $100, and you know, it'll take a little bit of time, but you know, maybe 30 minutes, an hour if you have all the materials. But take it off, it's going to make it so much easier to work on. Then put as much of it back together on your bench or table or whatever, and then pop it back in and see what happens. So hopefully this helped you out there, and thanks for watching.